Let's learn how to hear no and be okay with it. Let me have a moment of transparency. I'm sure there were times in the past, I know for me, where when somebody told me no, I would try to give them all the reasons why they should say yes. And that's pure manipulation and witchcraft. When God brings an opportunity to you, you're not going to have to beg for it. The door won't even be shut. It'll be a door that you can just walk through. You won't have to cry or beg for it. It'll already be yours. I know you heard the phrase, rejection is God's protection. It's the same way with closed doors. It's some things that if the answer was yes and it wasn't a part of God's will, it would destroy us. It would hinder us. It would delay us. It would reroute us to a direction that God never intended for us to go in. I believe that's why a lot of times we hear those answers, that answer, no. But just because the world says no, that doesn't mean it's God's answer. Sometimes it's not yet, or that's not what I have for you. It's not the direction I want you to go in. And sometimes it's simply no. And that's for the benefit of your well-being. Quick story time. I had a situation maybe like 2 months ago where I was in need of another vehicle. And I still kind of need one, but I know God gonna work that out the way he gonna work it out. I have something for in the meantime. But anyways, back to the story. So I went to the car dealership and my credit is not the best. I had a huge down payment, but since my credit was so bad, they wouldn't take a chance on the down payment and just allowing me to pay in installments. I needed a cosigner. So I called somebody who's near and dear to my heart. And if he asked me for anything, I would do anything for him. I asked him could he co-sign for me. He told me no, he's not interested. I sat at that desk and the salesman was just looking at me and he was asking me, well, why won't he co-sign for you? Why won't he co-sign for you? Just trying to get him to see the benefit in me having a decent car. It wasn't going to be brand new, but something decent. I simply told the man, it's okay. I'm not going to beg anybody for anything. I had all these thoughts going through my mind of what could possibly be the reason that my significant other would say no. But I held my peace and I took it. His no was his no, and I left it alone. When I made it home, I didn't say anything about it. And it probably was shocking to him because he probably thought I really wanted to talk about it. I didn't. I'm not going to try to debate your answer. I'm not going to do any of that. You have your right to saying no. He wanted to talk about it later. I just let him talk and left it at that. It's still no. But I take it as God didn't want me to obtain my blessing through my husband. And I know when God does it, it's going to be just right. And I'm not going to owe anybody anything. It's going to be mine. It's just that door isn't open yet. It's not right now. And I'm not saying you have to get used to people saying no to you. But if it's a shut door, stop trying to manipulate or force the door open because you never know what you're getting into. God will make a way, and in his timing, it'll be perfect. It'll be set up for you perfectly.